Well, we started this business a few years ago actually after my sister was diagnosed with melanoma, and we learned that healthcare professionals preparing and administering chemotherapy to cancer patients were being exposed to these toxic pharmaceuticals, and they were actually having cancer themselves or becoming infertile, having miscarriages, birth defects, other problems. So we really set out to design and develop an innovative medical device to improve safety of preparing and administering chemotherapy, and it's been quite a journey.
Right now we have a product that anytime you're transferring fluid from A to B to C, from a vial to IV bag to syringe to patient, we have small disposable adapters that attach to industry standard components and facilitate that transfer process and eliminate the risk of exposure.
You have a need in the marketplace and a product that meets that need. I mean, that's always fundamental to a device business. Secondly, it's innovative, it's got IP protection. We can go make hay with that, if you will, as it relates to getting people interested. John and Jared have a lot of passion. They've done a nice job at following a business plan that they've put together. And so when you add all those things up, it seemed like I could provide a little bit of help toward moving this thing forward as well. So that seemed to make sense.
The Papa John's Center at University of Iowa was just very helpful in getting our initial business plan on paper and refining it iteratively through a series of business plan competitions. I mean, we ended up winning over $100,000 in early business plan competitions. It's really a testament to John Papa John for making this happen, and to all of the folks affiliated with the Papa John's Centers for really making it happen and pulling it off. This is a great event, and we're proud to be part of it.
It's been a very rewarding experience, and I hope that John's support continues through with the programs, and they continue doing events like this, and the more we can do, the better.
Mockwell Systems LLC is a company that provides a product used primarily in lean design. And what we're able to do is to make full-scale prototype spaces quickly, efficiently, with a reusable system that requires no building skills and is quickly able to be modified to get to a better designed product.
What we do is we have a system of metal connectors and cardboard panels that are used to build full-size three-dimensional mock-ups, in other words, rapid prototyping for buildings before they're actually designed. It improves the basic design and the end product, and it eliminates designs that don't work for the building owner.
And this is an opportunity to actually role play and simulate the use of the space before real money is spent.
I think creating a business plan for Mockwell Systems has forced us to look at the difficult decisions. You have a smarter business if you have some vision.
And it's actually provided some rethinking of some things for us. I've been a consumer in my career, and I've never been on the other side of the table. So this has provided more questions than answers, but it's been a good process, very good process.
It makes a huge difference to small companies like ours that are starting from the basics. We wouldn't have somebody to turn to if we didn't have the Papa John Centers.
The name of my business is Osteoceramics Incorporated, and it's called Osteoceramics because it means bone ceramics. So these are ceramic composites that can be used for orthopedic surgery of all kinds. We can make orthopedic implants, and we have an artificial bone graft that they can take off the shelf. So it would be very, very useful and beneficial. We also have an orthopedic cement that is far superior to the cement that's now used to cement joints in place and for fracture stabilization and many other purposes. It made me look at the complete picture. The Papa John Center was very, very good for that. I had to organize this and look at the real world. The business plan required me to look at the market itself, the structure of the business. I'm the owner and the founder, and have no board of directors, so I had to organize the board of directors in concept, and I'm ready to proceed forward with that. This has been a good experience.
The name of my company is PathoVax, and we are focused on the development of novel vaccines against pathogens or infectious agents that cause diseases in humans, as well as pathogens that cause diseases in livestock and poultry. We've reached a stage where now we have experimental vaccines that can be patented and tried out in humans. I'm actually very excited about how we'll be able to help people, deserving people and society at large, because most of the research we do has huge societal benefits. For example, the vaccines we develop have global implications. Most of the infectious agents that we work on are a huge public health burden all over the world. They're also a cause of great morbidity for our armed forces personnel who are deployed in regions of the world where these pathogens are prevalent. I'm happy that our research and our products will have some societal benefit. Being an academic, one is not really aware of the nuances of running a small business. But what this whole process has done to us is that we have been able to crystallize better our focus and focus more on the business aspects of doing science.
I'm Pat Schnabel. I'm the managing partner at Data2Bio. We're a company that converts data to biological understanding and biological decisions. The data in question are next generation sequencing data. That means the deciphering of the genetic code from plants and animals. The cost of deciphering DNA sequences has plummeted. In the last 3 years, it's dropped from $1,000 for a given unit to pennies. That's good. The problem is, so much data are being generated for biologists who simply aren't equipped to analyze those data sets. So what we do is we help people design experiments to get the maximum information out of them. We generate the data, we analyze the data, and then we help them interpret it and convert it into biological understanding so they can either make follow-up research or develop products. One of the things they did is they set up on campus some lunch workshops with entrepreneurs. This was very useful. I'd been to UC San Diego and out in the Bay Area meeting with other academics. I'm a professor at Iowa State. Meeting with other academics who've started companies. Coming here and Papa John sponsored workshops really convinced me this is something we could do. This isn't, I could do it. So that was a very important step. The competition itself did get us to make the first business plan, which is a useful thing to do. It did focus our thoughts and planning for the future. We've got a lot of growth opportunities and really start to focus and make sure we grow in the right direction and we manage that growth. For us, the future looks extremely rosy. This is an area of technology that's growing rapidly. We're present here in the US. We're also setting up a subsidiary in China, and there's a lot of research in this area in China as it applies to agriculture, both crops and livestock. So both in the United States and China, we see the markets growing, and we see our share of that growing. It's absolutely essential. I spend a lot of my time traveling around the planet, and when I talk to graduate students and undergraduates at Iowa State, I think the best thing they can do is to have international experiences and to stay flexible. What they're learning is how to learn.
Our company is called FX Redux Solutions, and we have a new vision for how you visualize and treat articular fractures. And we have automated software that allows surgeons to see, starting from a CT scan, how they should put the bone back together. It's our opportunity to change the way these fractures are treated, and the outcomes are really bad. About half these people develop arthritis, and part of the reason they do is because the surgeons struggle so much to put this puzzle of this fracture back together. So we had developed the software, but there were these defects in the bone that needed to be replaced with some kind of an implant. We became familiar with technology at Iowa State University that could specifically rapid prototype implants out of any material really, but also out of materials like donor bone, which is often used in cases like this.
It's a unique instance where the technologies are not only complementary, they've been developed at Iowa State and University of Iowa, but actually enabling. So this is one of those cases where the technology at Iowa State would almost be a solution looking for a problem if it weren't for the technology at University of Iowa. So from University of Iowa's software, we can get a three-dimensional model of the implant that needs to be made. And at Iowa State University, if we have a model, we know how to make it. So it's kind of a unique opportunity.
So the way we do this, it's an internet-based service model. So the surgeons have very little effort that they have to put in while a plan is put together, and then they're able to kind of digest that plan.
We got some really good feedback from the competition last year. We came out of it and decided to move forward with a little bit different financial model that's based more on localized testing and then expanding out to these other centers, about 10 other centers, to get some good feedback from surgeons who are really working with it. We can see a roadmap going forward. The plan is a guide for us for the next year that says, here's where we need to be, and here are some milestones. You show up at something like this and you have people who really have invested in startups before. You have people who know what questions to ask. It really prepares you for pitching in front of somebody you're excited about getting some real money from.
Our company is Iowa Powder Atomization Technologies, or as we like to call it, IPAT. We produce small spherical powders made from titanium that can be used in components from aerospace to biomedical. These particles are very spherical and very small. To put the size of these powders into perspective, they're approximately 1/10 the thickness of a human hair.
The ability to make fine titanium powder cost affordable really can change quite a few markets actually. We can make a lot of intricate small components that are used in a lot of different industries now much more cost effectively with reduced energy, reduced material waste, and a lot of avenues that allow this high performance titanium material to be used in more applications really.
One of the most exciting things about powdered titanium is the new fuel standards that were introduced by the administration a few weeks ago are going to require 54 miles to the gallon by 2025. The only way to achieve that is going to be to reduce the rotating weight in internal combustion engines. Because of the high temperature and stresses on those pieces and components of those engines, the only thing that works is titanium. And the demand is expected to explode just because of the fuel economy standards.
Back in grad school, Andy and I got together while studying and we decided to start a company based on titanium atomization. And we were both engineers, we got our doctorates in material science. We didn't have very much of a business background, so we had to pull in Doug, who has over 25 years of entrepreneurship and business development experience.
Some of the biggest players in the United States industry, such as Boeing and General Electric, have been beating a path to our door, asking when we can provide them with finished product for their materials needs. And we are looking forward to making Ames, Iowa, the exotic powdered metal capital of the world within 5 years.
It's been tremendously helpful because it really forces people like Joel and myself who love to look at the technology aspect. It forces us to look at it from the business side, and also having the help of the Papa John's Center and the resources that we have there to help guide us in moving in the right direction.
It's a great team building exercise, which a lot of startups never get to do. In the startup world, you don't have any money to hire a consultant to tell you to work like a team. If you have 3 guys up doing your presentation and one does all the talking, you're not a team. And what this is, I think, a very good exercise in is, everybody gets to talk. Everybody has to talk. You have to be a team. You have to show that you have a deep bench. It's given us a lot more confidence in knowing that any one of us could do the whole presentation, but we're a lot stronger when all 3 of us do it together.